Hello everyone, it is Adam and I'm here making this video. We're talking again about social skills, getting out there, improving your dating life. I know there's a lot of different creators out there, a lot of different ideas and beliefs about this aspect of life with meeting women, with socializing. Now, there's many different pursuits that you could take in life, and there's a million ways to skin a cat, as they say. You could work on becoming a professional basketball player. You could work on becoming a student of maybe some intellectual pursuit. Maybe you want to become a mathematician. Maybe you want to become a philosopher of some kind, a teacher, perhaps. There's many different ways to live life. Now, socializing is something that's involved in all aspects of life. When I was younger, say 12 years old, I decided I wanted to become a professional skateboarder. And I pursued that for about 13 years of my life, all the way until I was about 25, until I finally gave it up. Now, during that time, I didn't see the value in self-education. I didn't see the value in reading books. I wasn't aware of these concepts and ideas about building your self-esteem. I didn't grow up with in a stable household. I didn't grow up with a father in my life. I didn't have very good influences. I got into doing drugs at a very young age. So during that time when I was pursuing skateboarding, I wasn't treating it like a professional skater. I didn't have a vision for myself and how I was going to accomplish those goals that I had for myself. I knew I wanted to be a professional skateboarder, but I didn't know how I was going to go about doing that. I mean, I had an idea in my own mind how I thought it would be, but I wasn't talking to professional skateboarders. I wasn't talking to people that already had a blueprint, already had a map, already knew how to make that happen for themselves, and thereby being able to relay that information to me. I was just basically doing the best that I could with the information that I had. I just thought if I was a really good skateboarder, if I could do the tricks the pros were doing, if I could just become the best skater that I could be, that was how I was going to be professional. However, I didn't realize that you need to be skateboarding on a regular basis every single day, putting in the practice, having a system or routines that I might follow, just like if you were in the Olympics and you had coaches teaching you gymnastics, or if you were a boxer or any kind of other field or sport, they have coaches. They have people that are giving them the map, giving them the blueprint. They have people that are taking them into the gym and showing them how to work on their bodies so that they can better develop the attributes and skills that are necessary to be able to accomplish the different kinds of tricks that they want to do, whether that's in whatever field that might be. Or for me, it would have been skateboarding, or not doing drugs, not drinking alcohol, treating it like a professional. I didn't have any of these concepts or any of these ideas. So what I'm saying is that I still was able to take it to a high level just because I had just pure passion and a desire to skateboard all the time. So I was basically just doing it very frequently. Also, eventually meeting other people that had similar goals, or other people that were also at a similar skill level, and we would skate together, we would push each other. And as they say, iron sharpens iron. So I'm watching skateboard videos, I'm looking up to different professional skaters, and I'm trying to do the tricks that they were doing. But I didn't realize, well, before I get into that, what I would say that's some ways that I reached the level of skill that I reached. But I also was very unaware of the business side of things. There's a whole business aspect. I wasn't aware of how I would approach sponsors, or what it was that sponsors were looking for if they were to sponsor someone and put them on their team. There was many, many different aspects of that pursuit that I was completely ignorant to, unaware of. And so, that being said, that could be the same thing the same different things you might be unaware of, even when it comes to, say, your dating life, or even when it comes to building social skills, or any other aspect or pursuit that you might be looking to pursue. There's aspects that you might not be aware of. You might think that it's just about getting a certain kind of result or building your skill sets, but then you don't realize that there's a whole other side to things that is also involved in being successful. People might have said things like, oh, you're a sellout if you want to make money. Realize you have to make money in life, that's not something you can get around. So, and again, then you're listening to haters and people that are just negative and not realizing that you have control over the influences in your life, that you can actually go read books, high-level literature from highly successful people and take on those same kinds of belief systems and ideas that they have, and you can change a belief in an instant, which will change your actions. For example, if you don't believe that it's possible for you to become a champion, or if you don't believe it's possible for you to cultivate the kind of sex life or dating life that you want for yourself, well, then you're not likely to put in the work necessary to achieve that outcome. So right there, just by you taking on a new belief where you say, I can do this, I can achieve something that another person has achieved. I'm no different than anybody else. Nobody's cut from a different cloth. You take on that belief, you're more likely to be able to get the results that you're looking to get. That's just one example. There's many different other kinds of beliefs, as well as the knowledge that is out there that can give you the tools necessary to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. And that's basically what I'm relaying in these videos. I've been pursuing now, after I quit skateboarding, I then got into the dating realm. I just learned that I could improve my social skills, that I could improve with women. And then basically that's just something that I've been really passionate about, that has added a lot of value to my life, that I feel you can treat as a self-development pursuit. You have to develop yourself. You don't have to go out and drink. You don't have to go out and do drugs. You can go out and you can treat this like an athletic pursuit. You can treat this like a professional, where you're not doing drugs, you're not drinking, and you're challenging yourself, and you're working on different skill sets and attributes and building a skill in this area, a social skill with women. It's a skill set. It also requires you to develop the confidence within yourself, self-belief. It develops your character in many different areas and facets. Things like time management, scheduling, business, making money, marketing, sales. I mean, all of these things are also areas that are also somewhat relatable to dating. So then you can start getting into that stuff. There's many different areas that you can cultivate. It's not just about going out there and fucking women. Although that is an aspect that is enjoyable and is fun, and is something that when it happens, it's great and something to be enjoyed. Everybody should be able to enjoy that aspect of life, and realize there's going to be beliefs out there of people that say, oh, it's all about your looks, it's all about having money, oh, it's all about just focusing on yourself and building different, working on yourself. But realize that you can work on your fitness, you can work on your health, you can work on business, but if you're not getting out there and working on socializing, going and talking to women, that is a whole other skill set in itself. So the more that you do that, the more that you're going to build up that skill set. So that's when it comes down to having to allocate time to all the different areas that you want to allocate time to. And something that I think is very important as well is keeping promises to yourself, developing self-trust, having integrity with yourself. When you make promises to yourself, when you make commitments to yourself, do you follow through with those commitments? That also then transfers over to, are you following through with commitments that you keep to others? If you can't keep commitments to yourself, then you're probably not keeping commitments to others, which means that you're unreliable. People can't rely on you. People can't trust you. And then think about the kind of friend that you want to have in your life, and then you probably want to become the kind of friend that you would like to have in your own life. Be the friend that you would like to have. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So that's why this pursuit also exposes a lot of maybe weaknesses in your character, and then you're just constantly trying to develop yourself. You're constantly trying to work on different areas and aspects of your life that are also going to affect this pursuit, such as your finances, such as your health, such as your relationships outside of dating. You can have superficial relationships, you can have deep relationships, you can have friends that are that are just, people that you go out with, and you can have friends that maybe you have that have more of a deeper connection to them, just like family. Although even family, sometimes your friends, or maybe even you have deeper connections with your friends than you might even have with your family. Now, so how do you cultivate this area of your life? Well, you just go out and you start talking to women. You go out and you start talking to people. You start socializing more. You can go out in the day. And you can just go to places where there is a lot of people. You can start making conversations. You can start trying to move things forward and ask for phone numbers, ask for dates. You can go out to bars. You can go out to clubs. You can go to social events. The more you socialize, the more you're going to get experience with this, and the better that you're going to get with it. Now, as well, you're going to have to learn to take risks. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're not just doing things and trying to stay in your comfort zone. You want to be introspective and look at where the resistance lies within you. Just like if you were a surfer, or like myself, a skateboarder, you're looking for that next challenge. The more that you do something, the more consistent you are, the more repetitions you get. That's how you build a skill set. So get out there and socialize. Socialize as much as you possibly can. Also, take stock of what you want to do with your life. What are your goals? If you want to take this seriously, you're going to want to devote a significant amount of your time to this pursuit. And that is something that you're also going to want to reflect on and figure out what it is that you actually want to accomplish in this area of your life, your social life. But realize socializing is an aspect of life that is involved in everything that you're going to do. So this pursuit, it's fun. It builds your confidence. You have to build your self-esteem. You have to develop a self-trust, a self-worth, start validating yourself, not looking for external validation, not caring more about what other people think, but caring about what you think, caring more, or ultimately caring about your own goals, interests, what you want to do with your life, because realize no one's going to be as excited about the things that you find exciting. No one's going to care about your success more than you can care about your success. You're going to go maybe tell people about how great this pursuit is, or some other pursuit in your life, and the reactions you're going to get are maybe not what you were hoping for, which is why you have to be your own best friend. You have to be your own cheerleader. You have to give yourself credit. You have to give yourself recognition. You have to become a friend to yourself. Be able to sit alone with your own thoughts, meditate, calm, peace, serenity, consistency, habits, process, routines. That's how you develop a skill in any area. It's about consistency, and then that means that you're going to have to manage your life. You're going to have to maybe change habits that are not optimal. You're going to have to manage your schedule, manage your time, if you want to get the best results that you are capable of. You're going to have to do all of these things. If you want to get world-class results, you're going to have to discipline yourself more than you've ever done, or more than anybody else. Although it's not a comparison. It's just about challenging yourself and pushing yourself to the highest degree possible, and your life can be extraordinary for yourself, whatever that is. Your life isn't going to look like anybody else's. It's going to be unique to you, but it can be better and fulfilling and more meaningful than you could ever dream of. But you got to get out there. You got to put in the work. Nothing comes easy. That was something like that I think I had when I was younger. Again, I wasn't aware of these ideas about being a victim mentalities and these different kinds of mindsets and beliefs that existed out there until I started reading, until I started educating myself, until I started valuing self-education and taking control of my life and realizing that I was responsible for the results that I get in my life. I'm responsible for my lack of results, and I'm responsible for the results that I'm going to get. Being willing to learn from others, being willing to see the value in learning from people that have achieved things in life, and I can learn from them. I can take on their mindsets. I can take on their belief systems and see how that changes the results that I'm going to get for myself. You can educate yourself. You can learn skills. You can learn abilities. If you want to get stronger, you can go work out. You can learn techniques and how to build muscle. You can eat a better diet and learn the optimal types of foods to eat to build your muscles. You can go and learn the optimal types of behaviors that are likely to attract the kinds of women and people that you would like to have in your life, or the results that you would like to get. Don't make excuses. Don't blame anybody else. Be honest with yourself. And if you are, you're going to see that if you're not getting results, the results that you want, there's always areas that you can optimize in your life. There's always things that you could be doing better with your time. There's things that you could be doing better with your finances. There's always something. There's always something that you could be doing. There's never an excuse. So, socializing. Get out there. Start talking to people. Go to clubs. Go to bars. Go out in the day. Go to coffee shops. Go to social events. Start pushing yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. And that's how you can get better at this. It doesn't matter if you're shy. It doesn't matter if you're introverted. I was shy. People told me I was shy. People told me I was introverted. Don't let people put you in a box. You're not any way that anybody describes you as being. You can be whatever you want in this life. Your behaviors, your actions, you can change those. The person that you are maybe never changes, but your actions, you can change your actions. You can push yourself. You can become extroverted. You can become social. You can learn social skills. You can learn communication skills. There's literature out there. There's people like myself that have services that I also offer, and I'll put those in the description. I'm out there to help you, just like I learned from others and got help myself. I've been doing this for 13 years. I've had massive amounts of success for myself. I've improved my life. I've overcome being in a low down place where I felt like I wasn't in control of my reality, and I realized that I was, and it was so freeing and empowering, and that's what I wish for you. So like and subscribe on the video. Subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you wish. Maybe I'll make a video on any kind of topics that you guys might find relevant in this field. And until next time, peace.